At the Orinthian Strategic Academy, success wasn't the goal. Failure was. The academy, built to forge the greatest strategic minds in the Confederation, operated under one guiding belief. Only through failure comes mastery. The sharp, towering walls of the academy were lined with shimmering holographic records of past simulations. Each cadet's name, each defeat, stood as a reminder. A lesson in humility, a warning to remember your limits. Yet it was the obsidian wall at the academy's core that commanded the most reverence. Smooth, mirror black, and unervingly elegant, it bore the names of more than 1,000 cadets, each carved beside a timestamp and species identifier. Above them, floating in luminous script, were the words, "The edge of victory is tested here." Cadet Leia O'Neill stepped into the hall, her boots striking against the floor in measured rhythm. At 5'5", she seemed small among the towering species. Around her, Tessic, Craxi, and Vintai, cadets stood stiffly at attention, gazing at the wall with both awe and unease. Leia, however, felt none of that. She had one purpose: to prove that humanity wasn't meant to follow orders, but to redefine them. As she neared the obsidian wall, her gaze traced the endless rows of alien names, species she had only read about during training. Tessic, known for rigid honor. Craxi, fighters fierce as wildfire. Vintai, telepaths so powerful they seemed unbeatable. Yet all had failed. Every species had faced the same test, and all had left their mark upon the wall. None had ever passed the trial of the unbeaten. Leia wasn't intimidated. She was resolute. A Craxi cadet approached, his scaled skin glinting like molten gold in the light. His eyes flared with curiosity as he spoke. "You're the new human cadet, aren't you?" His voice crackled like flames. Leia met his gaze, unflinching. "Yeah. And from what I hear, this wall's a shrine to failure. You'll come to understand its meaning." The Craxi replied, a hint of respect and pity in his tone. "No one has survived the trial of the unbeaten. No cadet. No species. It cannot be done." Leia turned away. Her attention shifted to the figure entering the hall, Instructor Zelker, a colossal Velter, whose stone-dark hide gave him the presence of a mountain come alive. Four arms hung at rigid precision as he spoke. "The trial of the unbeaten will break you, Cadet O'Neill." His voice rumbled through the chamber like rolling thunder. Leia lifted her chin, smirking slightly. "I've heard that before." Still not convinced, Zelker's mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement. "It has shattered the finest minds here. The trial is not a victory to win, Cadet O'Neill. It is a truth to face that no matter your strength or intellect, there will be battles you cannot win. You will fail, and you will learn to endure that failure. Victory is never the goal." "Sounds like defeatist propaganda," Leia murmured. Zelker's sharp hearing caught every word. "What you call defeatism is the foundation of true strategy. Knowing when to withdraw, when to concede. That is wisdom. That is survival." Leia said nothing. Her eyes drifted back to the names gleaming across the wall. She stood there, taking in the weight of so many lost attempts. Thousands of trials, each ending the same way: failure. The obsidian wall, monument to the unyielding simulation, was a ledger of defeat. But Leia had been raised to defy that. Humans didn't surrender to the word impossible. Her people had climbed from dust to orbit. They never stopped. "So you're saying no one's ever passed?" Leia asked, her tone calm but sharp with resolve. Zelker inclined his head. "Correct." She turned toward the black mirror of the wall, her fingertips gliding over its cold surface. "Then it's about time someone did." Moments later, Leia stood within the simulation chamber. palms slick with sweat despite the chill. The curved walls shimmered with data streams and flickering holographic grids.
She adjusted.
The neural interface around her head as the chair locked into place. Electricity hummed through her nerves, linking her to the trial's deep code. The simulation flickered to life. Leia blinked and found herself aboard the massive colony ship Endeavor. Its engines coughed weakly, the lights dimming to red. Beyond the viewport, a fleet of enemy warships blotted out the stars. "Captain, we're losing power across all decks," her Tessic first officer reported. His voice was steady, but fear threaded beneath it. "Hull breaches in sectors 5 and 9. Civilians trapped below, children among them." "Orders, Captain?" Leia scanned the displays. Life pods were online, but could save only a fraction. The math was merciless. Her mind raced as warnings flared red. Evacuation meant abandoning hundreds. No plan worked. No victory possible. But humans weren't built for surrender. Leia refused to accept the inevitable. An idea struck her. Wild, desperate, perfect. "Divert all shield power to the main cannon," she ordered. Her officer froze. "Captain, that's suicide. The blast will." "That's the idea," Leia said with a grin. "We make them think we're finished, then take them with us." Outside, escape pods launched like sparks into the void. Leia's hands flew over the controls. The Endeavor's frame shuddered, systems screaming under the redirected power. She opened a comm link to the enemy fleet, sending out a false distress signal. Then she fired. The ship tore itself apart in blinding light. A shockwave rippled outward, flinging the pods safely beyond pursuit. For a heartbeat, the void was filled with fire, silence, and the echo of defiance. The simulation ended. The chamber hissed open. Leia stood, heart pounding, as the cold air rushed in. Through the glass, she saw cadets whispering. They'd been watching, waiting for her to fail. Zelker stood at the observation post, arms crossed. "You broke the system, O'Neill," he said, voice like granite. Leia met his gaze. "Didn't break it," she replied softly. "I just found the flaw everyone else ignored." The murmurs grew. Her name appeared upon the obsidian wall, but this time a star shimmered beside it. Not for victory, but for invention. For refusing to yield to the impossible. Zelker stared at the glowing mark, then nodded slowly. "You're beginning to understand," he murmured. Leia's lips curved in quiet triumph. Her eyes lingered on the sea of names before her. They had failed, but she hadn't. She'd rewritten the rules.